G'day everybody, Matt Edwards again with the PRD monthly market wrap for the country and lifestyle areas. September was a bit quieter than the month before. Obviously in August I had that record-breaking month with number of properties sold, so best month I'd had in 10 years. So expected it to be a little bit quieter with not as many properties available to sell in September. But the stats were 13 appraisals, 5 new properties listed, 6 properties sold. Majority to Melbourne buyers, a lot of them again coming out of that Melton Werribee corridor, a bit of Hoppers Crossing, Rockbank, Point Cook, and a lot of those 6 properties all of them, the 6 properties that sold had multiple people having a crack at them, which has been the theme for the last few months, all through winter and now into spring, that supply and demand, there's not as many properties on the market, so that when they do come on, there's multiple people there just waiting in the wings. There's a lot of properties that are being sold before they even hit the internet and before the sign even goes up, because there's just buyers there screaming out for properties. I'll get to a list shortly that if anybody knows, I'll round off some areas that people are looking for where I've got excess buyers, and if you know anybody who's looking at selling in those areas, then keep them in mind. 6 new testimonials for the month of September on ratemyagent.com.au. That brings the total to 191 positive reviews or testimonials on there. So thank you to the buyers and sellers who take the time to do that for me each month. So I do appreciate it. Word of mouth and referral is obviously the big part of my business. So we're in spring now, we're in October, everything's green, the dams are still full, haven't had as much rain as we would have liked, but we're coming into that, towards that Christmas period. So if you want to be out by Christmas, you need to be on the market in October to allow for that getting ready time, the sale time and the settlement time. Otherwise you'll be looking at moving out after Christmas in the new year if you wait probably another 2 or 3 weeks. So we're still finding that the demand is strong. The Melbourne auction rates have cooled off a little bit, but we've found that the auctions that we've been doing here in Ballarat have been quite successful. I've got a couple of great residential auctions in the next few weeks, which I'm lucky enough to be the auctioneer for. So if anybody is thinking auction, by all means get in touch with me and I can give you the addresses of where we're going to be, and you can come and watch us in action and see how it all plays out. Got interesting times in the newspaper sector. So we've always been in the Ballarat Courier on Saturdays, which we still are, in the Domain Guide, which has now switched to Gloss. You can see that there. But great news for clients and for us is that there's a new community-based newspaper called the Ballarat Times. You may have seen it. It's going to be in about 150 locations each week around Ballarat. It comes out on a Thursday, and it's also got a gloss property guide called My Ballarat Home. It's also got the auto guide on the back. So that newspaper's free for anybody to collect. You'll see it around town. It's also going to be dropped in letterboxes for free in and around town to a number of locations. But just a good gloss magazine with decent size ads. And the great part about having 2 newspapers available now, one comes out on a Thursday, one comes out on a Saturday, and the prices have been driven down. So there's never been a better time to advertise in the paper while it's still working, because the prices have been slashed to be in there. So they're quite cheap and reasonable to get big ads in there for not a lot of expenditure for our clients. So if you are on the market with another agent, ask about those newspapers. They're out there now, they're being published, they're being distributed. So you've still got the Domain on a Saturday or My Ballarat Home on a Thursday. The rollout for my new website will be happening in the next month or so that'll be teamedwards.com.au. That's under construction. Just a place where everybody can go to see my listings, sales, get real estate selling tips, styling tips. So looking forward to that, and there'll be some video testimonials from clients rolling out over the next few months. So thanks to those who have taken the time to do that. If you're watching this video past clients and you'd like to be involved in doing a video testimonial for me, it certainly helps my business. By all means, just flick me a message on here or a text, or give me a call, and I'll be happy to arrange for the camera to come out. No rant this week or this month. I'm happy. Haven't got anything to say. I've got a good response from the last couple of rants that I've done, but I prefer to be positive, and no rant this time. If something bothers me down the track, I'll certainly send one out, but looking forward to October. Bring on the more sunshine that we've been having, and if you're thinking of buying or selling, get in touch. Just before I go, those properties that I'm seeking, I need properties in Haddon above 600,000, Beaufort, Raglan or Waterloo areas for a weekender under 300,000. In that being said, getting a lot of demand for weekenders in any area. So if you know anything, with a shed or bush block or cleared, doesn't really matter. Just got a lot of people looking for weekenders. Got a client who's looking for either a block or a house in Learmonth, any price. Prefer the lakeside of Learmonth. And Enfield under 500,000. Got a few leftover buys from some sales out there that want something in Enfield. So Haddon, Beaufort, Weekenders, Learmonth and Enfield are the areas that I need to keep the buyers happy. See you next month. Bye.